This is Mrs. Antonia Akpabio, the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Women Affairs, Nigeria.
The issue about menstrual health, as we all know, it's a regular, monthly, natural occurrence in the life of the girl child, and indeed in the life of a young woman. For some, it comes with physical pain, and so starting from that, children stay back from school. So the health content and the implications is that the child is not available in school for some time. So that is a major challenge. And catching up with school within a short time, that the 3-4 days or for some 1 week that girl is out of the class is a challenge. But then, where we are more concerned about, it's not as if that other content is not of importance, is the fact that poverty is a major challenge for many children. Children from poor homes who have to be supplied with sanitary materials, sanitary towels and the rest of them, do not have access to these because, as we have seen, and for some, you'll be surprised that items like or water not being available for the girl to maintain basic sanitation, washing of herself to go to school, can become a very major hindrance for her. And for the rural child particularly, who has to go fetch water where there is no access to water, it becomes a problem if first she has physical pains, and then secondly she does not have access to water, and then of course keeping herself clean is a major challenge. So these are some of the issues, and then the cost also, which the ministry is right now tackling. We are seeing that cost of sanitary towels, because some of them are imported, and Nigeria is looking at even producing more of them here. And we are also having civil society organizations coming up with support systems, such as the one that is interviewing us now, coming up with support systems to have this recycling process for sanitary towels and other sanitary materials. But clean water, soap, and then even feeding of the girl child at such times. And of course, for those of us who are aware, sorry, we have to say the reality is that the girl loses some blood. And so restoring what she has lost through proper feeding for many is a challenge. And not every family can afford that. So not only that, we partner with development organizations and CSOs and NGOs to provide girl children with these items that they really need. We also carry out education on even how to use this material. Some girls do not know how to use it. And then the issue of stigmatization also. Some feel ashamed to discuss it. Some parents do not even train their children. Many parents, especially in the rural communities, do not tell the girl child what to do. Schools, except perhaps the very enlightened ones, do not tell children what to do with this. But we are taking this as a major content of curriculum for schools and enlightening them again and again. And of course, also there's also another content that many people do not pay attention at, and that is the fact that that period and after it is very risky for the child who is not careful with her own sexual appetite. If a girl is exposed very early to sexual affairs and all of that and finishes with her menstruation, the likelihood of pregnancy is there. So these are some of the things that the ministry is taking very seriously, and of course we have very competent hands in our Department of Child Development and Women and Gender, because they are all in sync in bringing the girl child and young women particularly to an understanding of what this entails. Thank you. The more educated a young girl is, and when we're talking about education, it's not just classroom education, social education, sexual education, sexual in quotes, that the girl is informed, is well informed about her own sexuality, her humanity, that her femininity is an issue, that she's brought to understand that she is first and foremost a person with her own human rights and capacities, and that social norms and community barriers should not be an hindrance to her understanding of her capacities. So education is not just in the classroom, that the parents right at home should be able to make the girl child understand that she is the future first of the family and for herself and the community. And it's a well-known fact now that society is depending so much more on women. So the whole idea of the girl or the girl child as a model of tomorrow's existence and sustainable society is something that girls and children should be educated on. So encouraging girls to understand and to see such role models. Some of us came from very poor background, as it were, or middle class background, but through education, most of us are where we are today. It is very important that at home and in school, that teachers and parents educate girls, that manage your sexuality, manage your education, and focus on your education and get at the targets that you want to.